I want to answer this question because it links to another question that's been asked a lot around why the state has not prosecuted Kelly Khumalo. So, there are many cases and instances in this country where the prosecution decides to prosecute the alleged hitmen first, and once they secure those convictions, then they go for the mastermind. But I'm going to give you just one example. This is Ntuthuko Shoba, and if you've been following the courts, you may remember him. He's the guy that was convicted of the brutal killing of his 8 months pregnant girlfriend, Tsogofatso Pule. Now, the state believed that Shoba was the mastermind behind Pule's killing, but he didn't pull the trigger, and he certainly didn't do the crime himself. Shoba procured the services of this guy, Muzi Malipane, and Malipane had confessed to the crime eventually, and he entered into a plea agreement with the state. Once the state had secured the conviction of Muzgaisi Malipane, then they came for Ntuthuko Shoba. It was the view of the state in that case that once the court had already made a pronouncement on the culpability or the guilt of the hitmen, then it will be easier to secure a conviction of the mastermind. Now, it seems this is the approach of the prosecutors in the Senzo Meyiwa trial. It's what they call prosecutorial strategy, where the prosecutors in that matter decide, let's go for the hitmen first, and then once they've been convicted, we then come for the mastermind. Now, of course, there are instances where the state decides to come for everyone all at once, the hitman as well as the mastermind. We've seen it in the Radovan Krecha matter. The number of matters that he has currently before court, he's being prosecuted with all his accomplices. We've also seen it in other matters. For example, currently, the famous Kat Madlala matter that's before the court, Vusi Kat Madlala, he is being prosecuted together with the alleged hitmen. So it really just depends on the prosecutor on what strategy they would like to exercise. I think it's also important to point out that prosecutors may differ on strategy. For example, AfriForum's Gerrie Nel, who's a former prosecutor, is currently prosecuting for AfriForum in private prosecutions. He believes that they should prosecute all of them together with Kelly Khumalo and the 5 accused. However, the state still believes they want to go for the 5 accused first and then come for Kelly Khumalo. I hope that answers this question.